There are 2.5 million weddings in America every year, and more brides are choosing to pack up that wedding gown and have their ceremony in a beautiful destination. And we're in one of the most beautiful on the planet. I'm Sierra Scott. In the next half hour, we're going to take you to two venues that are historic, they're beautiful, they would actually be great places for any event. And then we'll introduce you to an event planner that's a one-stop shop for everything. If you need it, she has it, and that is really unusual. And we'll introduce you to a photographer that will make those once-in-a-lifetime photos exactly what you want to last a lifetime. And no bride wants to look like every other bride. Well, we'll take it to Tesori. They have unique, beautiful wedding gowns, and they have them in every price range. So sit back, relax, as we take you on a tour of Northwest Arkansas. Miss Jody English Brown.
Sierra, so nice to see you.
Good to see you.
This is Brian. Brian's our catering director. We're setting up for a wedding this evening, and he's giving everything his final approvals.
This looks great.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. See you later.
You know, Eureka Springs is one of my favorite locations in the world.
Oh, yes, Sierra. And today, here we are at the Crescent Hotel in the conservatory. And we do a lot of wedding receptions in this room. We do a lot of ceremonies in here as well. We also have the Crystal Ballroom, where we do our right across the lobby, where we also do receptions. And we have 3 beautiful outdoor venues. We are right now overlooking the Fountain Garden. We also have the East Lawn. And then for those adventure brides, we just put in a new venue down in Glenwood Hollow, and that's for that wedding in the woods. A lot of our brides also choose to get married and have their ceremony at Thorn Crown Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
Just right outside of Eureka Springs, the glass chapel in the woods. It's a beautiful venue. And then they will do their ceremony there and come here for their reception.
You know, it seems more and more brides are choosing to have destination weddings. And the great thing about that is it brings family together. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, you have a group that you've worked with a long time, so you know the quality they're going to get.
Yes, so a destination wedding, the majority of our brides are not local. And so we have a wonderful network of wedding partners that we work with. We have a great team. Today we're looking at a tablescape by Amy Redmond with Vintage Soul Events, and Melanie Myhre, I think we're going to talk to later. Melanie is one of our local wedding photographers, wonderful photographer, and of course Tesori Bridal over in Fayetteville. You know, they're wonderful to work with. So we provide that expertise to help that bride who's only probably going to come a couple of times to meet with us. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of our communication, we're menu planning, we're planning out how do you want your room set up, what's your music going to be. A lot of that is done via email and using technology and over the phone today.
Well, you brought up something that I think is really a big benefit too, is the culinary services you have. The food here is top-notch.
Oh, yes. And we really are proud of our culinary team here at the Crescent Hotel. We work closely with our brides to help them to cultivate the menu, particularly for what their tastes are. You know, people ask me about trends in the industry all the time. And if there was one trend, I would say it's brides want it personal. And so if that groom's, if his favorite food is macaroni and cheese, well, we're gonna let him have macaroni and cheese on his wedding day. But it's gonna be a gourmet mac and cheese.
And talking about destinations too, Eureka Springs has so much to offer. So when you come here, it's a whole weekend event.
Oh yes, we're bringing together for that destination wedding. We like to say we're creating lifetime memories. And we're bringing together the 2 families and all their friends for the very first time in many cases. And they haven't met each other. We have lodging, they're gonna overnight their guests here. They're gonna be sitting out on the back porch having a cup of coffee in the morning, getting to know each other. So it's not so much a wedding day as a wedding weekend.
And on top of that, what I love is you can offer your bride more than just a place to have the wedding. You've got a spa and salon.
Oh, yes.
That will help as well.
Wow, the New Moon Spa and
Me
Salon.
too.
Yes, we do. Not only do we have a full-service spa, but we also have a full-service salon. So our brides, the majority of our brides are going to get their hair and makeup done in the salon. We have the bridal studio, which is a beautiful room for them to get dressed in. And so that bride is going to get dressed, have her hair, her makeup done. We have the manicure and pedicure stations with a view to die for. And everything is done in the salon. They walk right out the door to their ceremony in the garden.
One of the things I think is a benefit too is this hotel really has a unique and rich history as well.
Oh yes, we do. We're very proud of our history. We were originally built in 1886. We sit high atop the mountain. Many people call us the castle on the mountain in Eureka
See
Springs.
why?
And we're very much an iconic symbol of hospitality for the state of Arkansas. We have a deep, rich history. You can find more of it on our website. And, you know, we tell our brides, when you have your wedding at the Crescent Hotel, your wedding and your guests, your family becomes a part of the history of this wonderful hotel.
Hey, Jody.
Hi, Sierra. Welcome to the Basin Park Hotel.
Wow, you're right. This has a totally different feel than the Crescent does.
Oh, yes. Right now, we're in the heart of downtown Eureka Springs. We got that downtown vibe going on. And this hotel was built in 1905, a little younger sister to the Crescent Hotel. And why don't we go upstairs and take a look at the ballroom?
I would love to. I love this craftsman style. It's so pretty.
Oh, yes. People fall in love the minute they walk in this hotel.
Wow, look at that stained glass. I love that chandelier.
Oh, Sierra, just wait until you see the barefoot ballroom.
Gorgeous. What's the history of this room?
There's so much history to the Barefoot Ballroom. Our website is the best place to go for history of our hotel. You can see right now that the floor we have in here is original to 1905. Wow. That's a little bit of history we can see today. We're setting up for a wedding this evening. I can see Amy's already been here, starting a little bit of her tablescapes. And we kind of start moving forward. You know, when you book your wedding in Eureka Springs, you're doing the wedding weekend.
That's what I love about it. It's a whole experience. Now, about how many people will this room hold, and what kind of
We do up to 200 people in here. We do as small as 10 to 15 and create a little more intimate type venue, depending on the number of guests that people have. We also have guest rooms here, so when you're bringing your wedding families together for the first time, you almost have like a little family reunion experience here. And the families get to hang out, have all their lodging downtown. We have a spa downstairs. So you have everything you need. It's a great place for a wedding.
And see, I think that's a real big bonus because actually once you get to the hotel, you don't really have to get in a car ever again.
Oh no.
There's plenty to do.
Oh no. You're right in the heart of downtown.
So what are some of the weddings? This seems a little funkier to me than the Crescent did. So it seems like this is a great place for themed weddings.
Oh yes, we do a lot of themed weddings. Themed weddings are kind of a trend this year right now. We did a Harry Potter wedding in here. It was awesome. It was so much fun. And Amy was the decorator for that, by the way. So we had, you know, a little bit more of Amy's magic in this room as well. We do whatever the bride, we listen to our bride. Whatever that bride is wanting, we listen and then try to help her paint the magic for her special day.
Paint the magic. I love that theme. And it's really true. And I love the fact that you guys work together to make that happen.
Oh, yes.
Now, the highlight of this room is you not only get this room, but you kind of get a bonus room.
Oh, yes. When you book your wedding and the Basin Park Hotel, you get the entire 6th floor of the Basin Park Hotel. Let's go take a look at the most fun bar in downtown Eureka
I can't
Springs.
wait.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
this is the best part.
And it's just right over here.
Okay, Jody, by far, this is my favorite room. What all can we do in here?
Oh, this is your bar, Sierra. So when you rent the top floor of the Basin Park Hotel for your wedding, you have the Lucky 7 to go with it. We have pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball, darts, a full-service bar in here. And you bring all your family and friends. You know, we talked about that destination wedding. You're bringing all your family and friends together up here. And this is a place for them to kind of hang out as each of your families really get to know each other.
And
for your wedding weekend.
And that's one of the selling points, I think, because now this gives you a place to kind of be cohesive and have fun.
Oh, absolutely. And we also have 2 more venues here in the hotel. We have the Ozark Room and the Atrium Room. Just for today, we chose to feature the 6th floor.
That's really neat. So when somebody goes to book a wedding, do they chat with you? How do they determine whether to use the Crescent, whether to use the different venues here? How do they decide that?
Well, we work for both hotels. We own both properties, and we kind of treat them like one big hotel. So a lot of times we might start with a bride, and in talking with them, they may do their ceremony and reception at one hotel and their rehearsal dinner at another hotel. So we use the hotels. Then their lodging would be, sometimes some of the younger people might want to stay downtown, so they have the nightlife, the vibrant nightlife of Eureka Springs, where some of the people say, you know, I just kind of want to hang on the back porch of the Crescent. They may stay at the Crescent. So we kind of treat the 2 hotels like one big hotel.
I love it. Lots of options, beautiful venues. You can't ask for more than that.
Oh no, it's Eureka Springs.
Hey, Amy, how are you? It's good to see you.
Oh, great to see you, Sierra.
I have zero talent when it comes to making an event look beautiful, and you really do a great job with that. That's why I need you in my life.
Okay.
How do you decide what their look's gonna be?
I specifically ask them what their theme is. If they don't know what their theme is, I ask them what they like. Who are you? Do you like, for instance, Princess Bride, or do you want a Game of Thrones wedding? That has happened. But
I'll bet you've seen a lot.
Yes, we have.
Now, how did you get into this business?
About 4.5 years ago, my son got married at this beautiful hotel, and I did all the designing and creating of it, and I enjoyed it so much, I decided, why not?
What are some tips that you give brides? In other words, is it better for me to already kind of have a theme and send you pictures, or is it better to create with you? What's the best way to do it?
Typically, they already have a Pinterest board, and so they will send it to me, and then I will dig through it. You'll be amazed how much is on there, and I'd have to decipher really who they are. I have a great knack for that. I can get in their heads and figure out who they are, and they're always surprised how I can manage to do that with the millions of pictures I see that they send.
Now, what's the craziest wedding that you've done?
Craziest wedding is about to happen.
Really?
It's, yeah, this Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Unicorns and mushrooms and rainbows.
Wow. So I can imagine the size of your warehouse, because you really can do almost any theme. You've got just, I mean, just a plethora of things.
Exactly.
How did you acquire all that?
Through time. As I would create with my bride, I would either acquire something that they might have had, for instance, a charger. There may have had a sister that got married previously, and we bartered for those. Or it may be my husband who built these beautiful Gothic windows.
One of the things that I find fascinating is that you can create all sorts of looks. I mean, you've got props, you've got all sorts of things you can add. How did that come to be?
Well, I take, for instance, their colors and their theme, and then I mix it with floral, maybe, if that's what they want. And for instance, this was a great piece to design for this bride.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And so it's a great collaboration of our minds and creativity and getting to know who she is and how we're going to do that.
Well, you did bring up the fact that you do have a warehouse full of these things. So I want to go see the warehouse. Is it very far away?
Not at all.
Okay, let's go see it. I can't wait to see what you have.
Great. And this is our warehouse, Sierra.
Oh my gosh, it is everything you said it was going to be.
And this is my husband and business partner, Kenny, that I was telling you about.
So
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well. Oh my gosh, you aren't joking. You have tons of stuff in here. This is unbelievable.
Thank you.
Well, Kenny, one of the things that Amy showed me, we were just up at the Crescent Hotel, and the backdrop for her design was so cool. How do you come up with ideas to do that?
How do I come up with those ideas is Amy works with her brides, and they decide together a backdrop or a scene or a theme that they want, and they ask if I can do it.
What's neat is you guys kind of work together to create this whole feeling. How do you come up? Do you bounce ideas off of each other too, or how does this work?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We call it ping ponging.
Yeah, we have the nicest way of a couple to resolve. You know, she comes up with a great idea, and I'll say, well, what about this? And she likes it. It's like, yeah, but, and then we go back and forth, and it just makes a better product. We just absolutely have such a low conflict, but such a perfect end product by working together that way.
Now, you have to take a lot into consideration because you're going to have to move these pieces. So what are some things that you have to think about, not only how it's going to look, but everything else too?
Well, the mechanics obviously have to be portable, and they have to fit in the trailer, and they have to, there's always timelines, and so they have to be very quick to set up. And so I've been in construction all my life, and it's really easy to stick a post of an arbor in the dirt and concrete, but to do something that will stand and be safe and functional is truly a challenge, one of the most challenging things I've ever
beautiful.
done.
Yeah, and beautiful on top of it, absolutely. Well, you do a great job because I know in a picture, they are just outstanding. And up next, we're going to go to Myhre Photography to find out what makes that perfect picture. Melanie, one of the things when it comes to a wedding, the one thing you're going to have that's going to last a lifetime is your picture. And the photography really does matter. I know some people want to have Uncle Bob take those pictures. Not a good idea. What I love about your photography is that it doesn't look like everybody else's. How do you get these shots?
We like to connect with our couples before the wedding date so that we kind of know them a little bit, and it's about the connection between the two of them. That's what I'm really focusing on, or the connection between the family. And so I want that real emotion, and I don't want the cheesy posed photos.
I agree with you because I think those are just horrendous. I do. And this is something you want to last a lifetime and to share with people. So I'm so glad you do that. One of the advantages I think you have is the fact that you can get to know what these people are really like. Mm-hmm. How does that help you get better photos, do you think?
It helps me to show what their true personality is. I mean, if they're whatever they're into, I try to incorporate a little bit of that into their photos or into their album. It's all about them.
Now, when somebody comes to you, how do you walk them through the process? In other words, if I was to pick a photographer, what do I need to look for?
You need to look for somebody that is truly a professional that's been doing it a while. They're going to have a full portfolio. They're going to have whole weddings from start to finish to be able to show you. And they're going to have insurance to make sure that if anything goes wrong, that they're covered. And backup equipment, they need to have that in case you never know what's going to go wrong. And you can't do it over again.
That's absolutely right. And I've seen wedding photos that it's too bad and it ruins it. Another advantage I think you have is your business partner is also your husband. And that's really cool. Talk about what difference that makes in getting wedding photography done.
It's cohesiveness. We both have the same ideas. We know where each other is all the time, so we can get all those right angles and the timing of everything.
And you do more than just still photography. You provide videography as well.
We offer cinematic video, which is like a movie, capturing all of the emotions of the day.
Well, I can't wait to meet David and have him tell us more about that.
Thank you.
And that, to me, is something that a lot of brides don't consider. And David, Melanie and I have been talking about some of the services you offer, and we were focused more probably on still photography, but you guys also offer videography. You've been filmed for a long time, so you're very well versed. When somebody comes in and they're going to get married, what's a question they should ask, or what should they know about a videographer?
Well, generally before a lot of people even get to us, they've already gone on and looked at our site. Our videos are on our YouTube and other formats that they can go on and study the work, take a look at it. And the time of doing the old style of video where they simply set the camera up in the middle of the aisle and just let it run, that's past. Now, the way we do it is we do it in a cinematic format, 24 frames per second, like they would film an actual movie. And we can capture different clips of them. And when they go back to look at that, it's gonna read like they're actually watching a movie, a film of a day that happened so quickly, most brides and grooms don't even remember it at the end of the day. But when they see that film, it's all gonna come rushing back to them. And it's gonna be everything from a minute to 20 minutes, depending on what they want. And then when they sit down with their family, in the old days, when you sat down with your family and said, let's watch my wedding video, everybody would go find something else to do.
You're right.
Because it was painful.
It was.
When they sit down and watch one of our videos, shot with professional equipment, shot with watching the lighting, knowing where people are, it's a very different look altogether. People will sit down and within 30 seconds, the room will get quiet and they will watch that video to the very end and enjoy it.
That's
So,
what I love
that's
about
important.
your videos, because again, I'm with you. I hated those videos where the camera is right in the aisle, everybody walks by, it's boring. You do some really wonderful things. So how do we get a hold of you if we want you guys to come be part of our video? Because I know Melanie and I talked about the fact that you will travel. You guys will go anywhere.
We will travel anywhere in the world. If somebody just would, all they have to do is contact Melanie Myhre Photography. We have a website. They go to the website, look us up, give us a call or email, and then we start the process from there.
Excellent. Well, one of the biggest bride's concerns is a wedding gown. They want to find that perfect one. And up next, we'll take you to Story, where they have lots to choose from. How are you?
Hi, wonderful. How are you?
Great. It's so good to see you.
Thank you,
I
you
love
too.
coming in here because this place just puts me in a good mood.
Oh, that's what we hope for.
So beautiful. But you know what I really like is the fact that everybody's so friendly here.
We love it. All of our staff here just enjoys being here, enjoys working with brides. That's just the main thing, is to have a wonderful experience when you're in here. So I'm glad you do.
One thing that I notice when I come in here is you have gowns that I've not seen anywhere else. How do you find such unique things?
We take a lot of time in that. We really want to make sure that we have lines here that are exclusive to us that you're not going to just see everywhere else.
And you don't. And not only that, you have a wide range of price points as well.
Yeah, and that's very important to us to make sure that when the bride comes in, they're comfortable finding something in their budget that they love and not having to overspend.
The one thing I really like about the fact that you have a wide range of price points, you also have a wide range of styles. In other words, you would think that the lower price point would be the more plain gowns, but that's not necessarily true.
Oh, definitely not. And again, we spend a lot of time making sure that we have a lot of gowns that you get a lot of look for your dollar.
And I love the fact that not only do you have a lot of choice, but you've really narrowed down, so I don't feel overwhelmed when I walk in here.
Right, we may not have the most gowns that you can find somewhere, but we do really feel like we have the best selection, so definitely quality over quantity in that.
And one thing I think brides don't realize is the amount of time it takes to get a dress like this, and I cannot wait to talk to Lindsay maybe a little bit more about that.
Oh yes, she has a lot of good information on that.
Hey, Lindsay. Wow, pretty dress.
Thank you.
I was just talking to Erin about the fact that a lot of women, the biggest mistake they make is they wait too long to pick out their wedding gown. About how long before the wedding should we be doing that?
So typically dresses take about 4 to 6 months to arrive in store once you place the order. So we really like for our brides to be in at least 9 months before their wedding, and really about a year, just because, you know, by the time you get the dress in and then you have any alterations that needed to be done on your wedding gown, and then something else to consider is bridal portraits. Typically you do those about, I'd say 6 to 8 weeks before your wedding, and so you really want your dress to be completely altered at that point.
I'm glad you brought that up because I would have never
I
thought
know,
about
exactly,
that.
and that's a big Southern trend, something that a lot of Southern brides like to do, is the bridal portraits.
Yeah, and one of the things too, can I just come in and look around, or is it better if I make an appointment before I do that?
Absolutely. So we like our brides to make an appointment before they come in and shop with us. It's mainly just so when they walk in the door, we know their name, we know their wedding date, and we know just a few more details about them, so when they come in, it's a really special one-on-one experience. I think Erin had said earlier, we're really big on customer service. So when that bride walks through the door, they know that they're going to be taken care of, and they have a bridal consultant to work specifically with them one-on-one, and then they're going to have a nice bridal area kind of like we're in right now.
And it is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
I love coming in here. One of the things too, I know brides come in and their first question is, what's the latest trend?
So this is kind of a loaded question in a way. So right now, just one of the big trends is that just the clean lines, simple and modern. However, what we like to tell our brides is that you don't have to do the biggest trend. Just go with what you like and what you want to look like on your wedding day. Sometimes the biggest trend isn't what you prefer, or it may not look good on you, and that's okay. So just wear what you're going to be most comfortable in.
So the biggest thing when I walk through the door, do I need to have in mind what I want, or is it better if I don't?
You know, I think that it's good to have an idea of what you're liking and kind of what you want to look like on your wedding day, but I definitely think that it's really important to be open-minded and just, you know, kind of try on things that are a little bit unexpected, because a lot of the times brides will end up trying on something that they told us they didn't like and end up loving it. And so we kind of get a kick out of that, because a lot of the times, you know, you end up with a poofy dress when you think that you wanted something a little bit more fitted.
Well, when I come in here, I just want to play dress up.
Yes.
I just think it's so fun.
That's us too.
I love the name of the shop, Tesori. What does it mean?
It means treasures in Italian.
It's perfect. So if I want to make an appointment, what is the best way to do it?
Just give us a call here at the store, or you can request an appointment online on our website.
And make sure that you get in touch with us a couple weeks in advance, because our weekends book up fast.
I bet they do. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. You have a beautiful shop.
Thanks so much.
If you're in the market for a wedding gown, as we showed you, this is the place to come check out. As many as 50 couples get married here every year, and it's easy to see why. Not only is it absolutely beautiful, but thanks to the collaboration of all the organizations we showed you, it makes your wedding easy, it makes it fun, and it makes it perfect. In fact, not only weddings are great, but any event would be perfect here. I'm Sierra Scott. Thanks for watching.